Alright everybody, hello and welcome to BRL Season 10. It's the first stream we've had here in a while. My name is Mr. Cookie and 11 of you are watching, so I've got a bit of pressure on for my first commentary in a little while. Hello Blackbone. Yo as well to you too. Yeah. Just a few people waiting to get ourselves readied up and we're going to be all alright. You'll learn dive-bombing turn 1. I am worried for some people here. Right, this is the first stream we've done in a while. Oh, where'd the other guy go? What do you mean, where'd the other guy go? Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm a bit unprepared here at the moment still. How is Steve? Steve is fine. Right. Wait, you were speaking. Okay, what is going on? I'm just going to double check the stream really quick, just to make sure we're doing all right. Hold on. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're all good. Just to double check all the volume of the stream and everything else. I think Racing League Tools is working just fine. Just waiting on Cole Biller to get us into the session. And I think this will be the first qualifying we get streamed in quite a while, actually. I think our last stream was about 4 or 5 months ago now. And I think it's pretty glad it's trying to get us back. Yeah, I'm assuming there's no rain, considering that this is Bahrain. It's, well, sandy, so I'm assuming that not many clouds in the F qualifying and or the race. Yeah, just gonna wait to see who gets out of the pits first to start our first flying laps. Pre-race predictions. It's quite tough, honestly. I think for qualifying, I'm gonna expect Blackbone, Storm, Chug the Awesome. I think those three are going to be the ones up there. The person on pole, I am personally predicting Blackburn or Storm. And then for the race, I am not too sure. I realistically think it's anyone's game at the moment. 9% chance of rain. Yeah, okay. If it's anything under 50%, then there's not going to be any rain at all. So I'm pretty sure you'll all be okay. Let's just get the track map on the event. Let's just make sure this isn't too loud as well. So just give me 1 more second, just so I can check audio. Right, I think audio is all good. And yeah, everything is currently on at the moment. Sounds okay, thank you. Just have a quick look at the very first person we're going to probably have on a lap here is Kadom in the Ferrari. We've got a lot of different teams here now with different drivers, so pretty much everyone here is shuffled around. I don't think there's been a driver here who hasn't stayed at the same team. Only real similar ones, to be honest, are Essex Perry and Kick Sauber, and R. Henson the Williams, but R. Henson is only a reserve for this race, so he will likely be swapping seats around throughout the season if he races. And we'll just have a quick look now. The two Ferraris will be the first people to start laps. Kadon will be the very first driver to start it, so we're going to go on board with him for the very first lap. Let's take that all out. Almost everybody out on an out lap at the moment. Let's just take it through the very first lap here with Kadon opening the DRS, already starting with the overtake, and we're going to have a look here. He already goes down probably into, I'm assuming, hot lap here, so going down into turn 1, braking at the 100-meter marker board just before that, rotating the car into turn 1, second gear, slowly on throttle, making sure not to spin out here because it's pretty easy to do, going up through the gears down towards turn 4, another set of DRS open as we can see here, shifting down to probably what is third or fourth gear here, fourth maybe on the exit here, just to make sure we do not spin. We're going to end sector 1 with a 28.5, obviously purple because it's the first purple sector being set, taken by his teammate, currently 1 bullet. But we're going to go down now into this turn 9 and 10 complex. It's very hard to keep your fronts very stable here, but it looks like Kadom's going to do just that. No lockups there. And we're going to go now into the third and final DRS straight here. It's still about 50% battery on Kadon's car here, so it's not looking too bad. The Ferrari there of his teammate 1 bullet following behind. We're going to look at Kadon's next sector here. In sector 2 there is a Mercedes stopped around the start of sector 2, 6.8, another purple. Will it get taken on by his teammate 1 bullet? It is not, 7.1 for him. So we're going to look at Kadon now as we go down now to the last corner of the track. Got to make sure we don't make a mistake here or run too wide. Kadon clips the curb nicely and is going for the run to the line. All the DRS in the world. DRS for the final little bit of a straight, 29.0. Good lap to start. 1 bullet comes across, just beats his teammate there. And who is going to come in next? Jimmy Jags, 29.1. We then have Blackbone starting a lap. We've got Tiger Buka in the middle of one. I think there's another Red Bull there. CJ Drama goes up to 4th. We're going to just quickly skip all the way up for that. Baz Brains goes fastest now by 10.5 to 1 bullet. We got a Kick Sauber. Got to try and reach them really quickly. Essex Perry now goes to top, replaces Baz Brains, another 10.5 up on their time. Who is next to come across the line here? It looks like Doggo God, if he is on a lap, goes P7. Almost gets hit there by Johnny Viper, but I think Johnny Viper was the one who spanned Storm there, putting a nice buffer between him and Essex Perry currently. 0.7 of a second, which is very, very big around here. We got a McLaren crossing the line again. I'm pretty sure Cyber spawned to finish his lap. It is. He goes P8. We're going to have a Rebel now cross the line. Goes P8 as well, replacing him. We've got CJ Drama just ahead of his teammate there, Tiger Buka, who just set his lap. A Mercedes there, not of Jolly Viper. Chug the Awesome going to P2. Replacing Essex Perry there up, who is currently in third. Actually, a pretty nice third position there for Essex Perry. So it hasn't raced in a little bit, but has also been here since the very start of BRL. And we're going to see now who else is on a lap. Who is that one going to come around the final corner? Hazard currently invalidated his lap, so he's not going to be any quicker. Blackburn here is catching up to a bit of traffic, but you might get a nice bit of slipstream here, trying to use everything he can across the line. 27.6 goes onto pole, takes it away from Storm in these first runs, and that is Chuck the Awesome having a spin, just like his Mercedes teammate, right on the exact same place as well. Sat at the start of Sector 2. There is another Red Bull crossing the line there, so I think some people are trying to get multiple laps in as well. Just trying to get a feel for the track, seeing what about is going on. There's some 5 drivers who have not gone out yet. I think John Meister actually is another favourite of pole, to be honest. I have sort of forgot about him in this. R. Henson, P13 currently, but a second and a half up on his time, with a lot of battery still to use. So we'll just have a look at what he's doing currently, because I think he'll be one of the next people to come across the line. I'm assuming that Haas and the Red Bull there is not doing too much. Henson there still on 100% battery. I'm not too sure if this is a cooldown lap or anything, because he's not using much of it. CSR Wolf retires from the session. I think he believes that might be the best he can do there. Up in P9, CJ Drama just invalidates his lap there on the exit of turn 10, and it's curbs. Henson backs out for a little bit, so I'm assuming, yeah, he may even want to go back to the pits, get a new set of tyres on, or just go for it on the next lap. Behind him as well is Blackbone, who has recharged the RS. I don't know if he's going to go for another lap. He might. Let's have a look. No, looks like he's going to peel into the pits here, as with Henson. So they both want to get rid of their used tyres, and that it looks to be everybody's first runs, other than the people, obviously, who haven't started their runs yet. So, for example, Hazard, invalidated Touchline MC. I'm not too sure if they did, but they're taking an interesting line there, driving off the track. Alligator, I think, will be the next person who I think is going to start a lap and who actually may be there. Tiger Buka actually is also on a lap, so let's just quickly see what they do. Going through to the end of 6-2 here, almost loses the car, and there is a car right in front of him, so you've got to make sure they get out of his way. It is the V-Carb of Touchline MC. He gets out of the way nicely there, and we'll see what he does, because he is one of the next people to set a lap, other than, well, I'm going to assume that is Alpine of Hazard or Jimmy Jags, so we'll eventually see what he does. Tiger Buka comes across the line, gets to the pit wall, just doesn't improve there. The snap at the end of 6-2 may have cost them. Hazard there will be the next one to start an outlap. Alligator as well. Goes purple sector 1 here. I don't know if that's real, but not too bad here so far from the Aston Martin driver. We'll see what they're doing now. Going in towards turn 9 and 10. Down here, make sure there's no lockups. Gently eases off the brakes, looking quite nice. Maybe a little bit off the apex, but it's not too bad from him so far. We're going to probably see, if I'm going to predict a thing, top 5, I'm going to say here, for Alligator currently, if he keeps this lap going. He's got still a decent amount of ERS to play with, and we'll see what his sector time is now. It's saying another purple, but I don't fully believe the purples in this game. They are sometimes a bit bugged, so we'll see if this is Alligator just on a good lap of his own or something else completely different there. I think that's CJ Drama as well, who just went up to P8. I'm pretty sure it was. We'll have a quick look at Alligator just in case it is the pole lap. We'll come across the line now. It's not a bad effort. It may have actually been one of the 2 purple sectors there. Let's have a quick look on the race sector just before we get going. And 28.4. It was just off to a Storm's purple sectors, I'm assuming. No, Blackburn Air with a much quicker sector 2, Storm quicker sector 1. So they are bugged, but it was still nonetheless a great time from Alligator there. Up in P3. We've also got a decent pairing here of the 2 Ferrari boys, One Bullet and K-Dom. P7 and 8 currently, they're not doing too bad. But other than that, look at all these different teams in the top 10. I'm pretty sure that is 9 teams currently in this top 10. And even the 2 people who are the same team, 7th and 8th, it's not that they're dominating. So it's great news so far for the Constructors' Battle, which we hope we're going to have. And yeah, let's have a quick look as we're going to see now. Next cross the line, Hazard going to come across, goes P15 ahead of Henson, who is just starting a lap behind him. Mercedes going to come across the line as well, of Johnny Viper, who's also going to start a lap, getting a really nice toe there of Henson, but a lot of battery usage, trying to really utilise that toe. Gets a little bit deeper to turn 1, but I'm pretty sure he'll benefit a lot from the toe as long as he doesn't do that. Touchline gets a... Ooh, what has happened here? Apparently a collision with John Meister in the Aston Martin, so I'm not too sure what's happened there, but apparently he has got a penalty for that. Hazard also round, just coming to the end of Sector 1, making sure not to block anyone, I'm assuming. I think that is just called pillow on our outlap, so nothing too crazy there. Yeah, Hazard getting out the way, making sure it's cut across anybody. We're now going to have a look at whoever that is next up. I think it's a Williams. Let's go through all the people here. Yeah, Doggo God, half a second up. Currently may put him ahead of our Henson, his teammate, so we'll see how that goes. Goes quite wide though. Surprised he keeps down track limits. That is him peeling into the pits. John Meister there is one who goes across the line. That is a spin for touchline just after he gets that grid penalty. You've got to try and find his way out, and there's a bunch of cars coming in. His best chance, quickly flick spin it, and he does so. Pretty well navigated there. Jolly Viper, I think, is not next across the line. It is Chuck the Awesome who comes into the pits. Ivo Spawn will be next. I think it's just started a lap there. And I don't know who has just gone next. I think it's Henson. Yep, he goes 10th fastest. 4.5 seconds up on his time then, so definitely a much needed improvement. Then it's the two kicks out boys. I think Cole Pillar is just going to start his lap. Essex Perry peels into the pits, and as does Hazard. We're going to have a look now. Tiger Bucher is not the one on the lap there. Who is that? That is a V-Carb, I think, who just speeds into the pits there, is in the pit lane now. Touchline MC. One Bullet and Kadom also were on laps, I'm assuming there, but bailed out. One Bullet looks to be on a slow lap. I think that's Jimmy Jags crossing the line to start a lap as well. It's very busy out here at the moment. Even if there's only half the cars out on track, it's still very busy to keep up with everything. Sorry, John Meister. Yeah. I think he didn't get a penalty, so I'm assuming you'll be all okay. Just have a double check anyway. Yeah, touch on MC. Yeah, you're okay. I'm pretty sure it was just a problem with you. And if John Meister got damaged, then, I mean, there's no signs of him showing it at the moment. Look at him up in P2. We're having a quick look now down to CJ Drama. That's not CJ Drama. That is Tiger Bucher, who is still starting a lap. We're trying to find who is on a lap here. One Bullet is going to peel into the pits. That is a line and a half. Whoever's doing that down the main straight. Who was that? I think that was Tiger Bucher going all the way to the pit lane wall doing that lap. Ivo Spawn up on his time. Does come across to improve by a few tenths, but stays in P16. Who is next? Jolly Viper has invalidated their lap. It is probably not as quick as what they're going to have there. 1 minute 34. Even with that slowdown, was not going to improve. Cole Pillow as well also looks to have messed up his lap. And there's only 4 or 5 minutes after qualifying here. He has got a problem with the car, I'm assuming. Oh, yeah, definitely. Massive problem with the car there. Half a wing on that Sauber and almost runs into the pit wall there. Just probably out of anger. Yeah, he needs to get one more lap in, really. Jimmy Jags also peels into the pits thinking, I'm going to get another set of soft tyres on. He probably was just down this time, so he needs to go and improve on that while he's there. Tiger Bucher is the next one, who I think is going to come across the line on his fresh set of soft tyres. Ivo Swan, yeah, he has backed out, and that Mercedes is on an out lap, I'm assuming. I can't seem to find the Mercedes. Yeah, check the awesome up there. Yeah, Tiger Bucher now. We'll have a look. 3 and a bit tenths up there, so we'll see what his lap is going to be. Clouts the curve across the final corner. Hasn't got much battery to play with, but he's still going to use every last bit of it. Or will he peel into the pits? He does not. Tiger Bucher half a second up there, but still does not improve. That could well be his last lap of the session, unless he can just get round and get one more lap in. Speaking of laps, Ivo Spawn is not going to complete his lap. He's also going to bail out and maybe try and go for a set of fresh tyres. Hazard starting what I believe might be his final lap here, as with Touchline MC right behind him, trying to get the toe off Hazard. But we're going to watch Hazard here, as I think this will be the first final lap that does get set. Into we go, into turn 1, braking straight on the car. Pretty nice there. Going up the gears, flat out. A tiny little wobble there on the exit of turn 2, but straightens it up into turn 3. And we're going to go now down into turn 4, making sure there is no locking on the car. It did look very stable there. Maybe not using all the exit curve, but it's looking a pretty tidy lap now, which is what he needs down in 17th. And we can clearly see it's working for him. 6 tenths up currently, making sure to just stay in the track limits here. He's keeping off them really high-risk curbs at the moment, going down to turn 9 and 10. There is still a Mercedes ahead, who I believe is Jolly Viper, but he is sat on the out lap here, and he's just got to make sure he gets out the way of Hazard. Doggo God, actually, is one to cross the line next. Goes 18th, but he's 1.6 seconds up at this time, so I don't think he's going to complain too much about that. Hazard does have the Mercedes out the way there now, and I think he'll be fully clear now to go and set the rest of his lap, as long as he does not have a little incident. Yep, 1.5 seconds up on his time. That's currently going to put him... Well, he goes wide instead. He might have his lap validated. He doesn't. He's going to keep going with it and just make sure that he can get a little improvement here. It's looking like Subaru's going to nail him at around P14, P15. We'll see as he comes across the line. We're going to have a look now. Hazard to the line. P15 it is for the Alpine man. Who is it going to be next? Jolly Viper just starts their lap. Touchline MC comes across the line. P16 for them. 4 seconds down on their time. One Bullet also there. Kadom up on his time where it looks like there. One Bullet starting his final lap now. Let's have a quick look at who's going to be next on the track. Essex Perry looks to be one of them, and he's a few tenths up here, which could put him up into the top 5, but that is with everyone still in the top 5 to get their outlaps done. As it currently stands, Blackburn on pole, John Meister second, Storm third, Alligator fourth. A very high-flying one for the Aston Martins here. Second and fourth are very good for the start of the season here. Essex Perry comes across the line, stays 7th fastest, did not have the battery for that final lap. The person who is next across the line, well, not touch line MC there, he goes well off the track. Doggo God invalidates, but he's still pushing, so I'm assuming this will be his last lap. We're looking now to, I'm assuming that is John Meister starting the lap. We're not going to look at him. In fact, we're going to look at, I'm assuming that Red Bull, wherever that is. No, they're peeling into pits. Right, first off then, Blackbone, who is going to start his final lap. We're then going to have Chuck the Awesome also starting their final lap. Who is going to be the first person across the line? Henson starting their out lap. Who is next across the line here? I'm assuming that's a V-Carb. Cold Pillow on a lap. Storm. The Cold Pillow is starting a lap, sorry. Storm on his out lap as well. Everyone is getting to the line here with just barely enough time. We're going to look now to Jolly Viper, who I think will be the first across the line. Does improve up to P16. We're going to look now to Alligator. No, John Meister. Who is that? Alligator starting the lap. We're going to get everyone set the laps here. Kadon behind someone. One bullet goes up to 5th. Top 5 for one of the Ferrari drivers currently. We've got purple first sector being set there. Not sure it was by. Jimmy Jag stays 12th. CJ Drama stays 11th, I'm assuming, because there is no battery left on that car. We have a, Touchline just starting a lap there, I think, in time there. And I think the first person now to cross the line, well, Essex Perry to finish his lap. We have a quick look now at John Meister, probably one of the contenders for pole here. Is he up in his time? 1.5 tenths up. We're going to have a look now, see if he doesn't go wide. He's got a decent amount of battery to play with down this last few straights. Let's see if he can take pole position off Blackbone, who is also going down and trying to get that pole position. So they will be the first people to watch. John Meister now rounding the final corner, using all the battery he can. His deploy is used. His DRS is open. He's running to the line, and he's going to take pole position by 1/10 currently. Blackbone 700s up. Let's see if he can respond to his time. No, he is down by 2/10. Chug the Awesome comes out of nowhere with a 3/10 improvement on John Meister's time. He looks like he's going to take pole unless Storm can do something about it. There's a Williams there crossing the line. Henson goes 5th fastest. Storm, he does the same time as Blackbone, but he cannot get onto the same row. Cold Pillow finishes his lap. He goes 9th. Essex Perry is 10th. Kadon finishes his lap. He is also 7th. Jolly Viper P17. When is the next jumper going to be? Alligator moves ahead of our Henson, and it looks like one bullet is going to be the last one to cross the line here, or maybe Touchline MC. Will either of them improve? One bullet stays in P7, but Touchline MC still has a chance to improve on their time. Will they do it and get ahead of Jolly Viper or Hazard or Tiger Buka? We'll see as he comes across the line now and does not improve on their time. That is the grid for the first round of BRL Season 10. Chug the Awesome on pole, the reserve driver, and John Meister locking out the first row of him. Also a reserve driver there. Blackbone, Storm, Alligator. Jimmy has been disqualified. I am not sure how he's done that. So Jimmy, that wasn't your final results. Jimmy sent to the back of the grid, and there is also the 5-place penalty to deal with there. I am really not sure what has happened there, but wow. A great qualifying to start the season. Here we go then. Right, let's run through the grid really quick. Chug the Awesome on pole by 2.5 tenths to John Meister. Blackbone 1 tenth behind. Storm with the same time in P4. Alligator rounds up the top 5. Our Henson as a reserve in P6, and both the Ferraris lock out the 4th row in Rum Bullet and Kadon. Saubers lock out the 5th row, just Cold Pillow ahead of Essex Perry. Baz Brains, a checkerboard of Hazard, Red Bull here. Baz, CJ Drama, Tiger Wolf, Buka, Hazard, Jolly Viper, Touchline, Iverspawn, Doggo God, and Jimmy Jags rounds out the grid. I think Touchline may actually go behind Jimmy Jags there. So, let's have a look-see to what the race is going to be here. Well, it doesn't look like any rain at the moment. There are some clouds in the sky, but I'm assuming that is not going to be any rain, unless anyone is going to say differently. I'm going to be in before someone says full wet conditions here. Let's have a quick look. Okay. We'll just leave it here for a minute while our drivers get prepared. Nice one, Jimmy, you mug. I don't know what he was doing. If he was just sat parked in the pit lane, then that is on him. So, unlucky Jimmy. I'm going to predict probably a safety car here in this race, and I do hope so. I think my throat is already getting a bit tired. I've got a bit of water on hand, so if I ever do need it, I am going to, in the words of Jimmy, get my mouth nice and wet. Thank you, Jimmy, for them great words. I'll be sure to use them very well as I go into this race, which is 50% distance. I'm pretty sure, on the top of my head, it is 29 laps of the Bahrain circuit, so looks like we're probably going to have some great action here. We're just going to have to wait for the last drivers to prepare and get themselves going. Doesn't look like I can see any of their tyres really quick beforehand. There are different mix of softs, hards, a few medium tyres as well. So there's a massive split in strategy across the grid from what it looks like there. So we're going to have a quick look and see. No formation laps, so we will be going straight into the race. Here we go. 5 red lights for the start of BRL Season 10. And we are underway. 4 lights out. It's a lot of wheels from Chug the Awesome there. Will John Mice capitalise? It doesn't look he's going to. Alligator looks like he's got a great start there. There is contact behind. The Doggo Cod is gone. There is a virtual safety car before we even hit turn 1. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but there is all sorts of kerfuffle here. There is a bit of damage for at least a few people. Few people getting penalties here. There's even more damage here. There's a lot of contact going on here. Everyone's slowing down, trying to adhere to the virtual safety car time. Looking like there's a bunch of damage here down the grid. Let's have a quick look at position changes. Jolly Viper from looks like a great start. Oh, there's more contact here. What is going on? Everybody is getting penalties currently. There is debris littered all over the track here. People have got to start hurrying up here. What is going on? Wow, this is, well, interesting start at the moment. People are almost near 40 seconds up on a delta. They've got to get a hurry up here, because they're going to lose so much time to the leaders and everything. But at the moment, it's looking like a bunch of people have damage down this grid. Doggo God, Touchline MC, Jimmy Jags looks like he's just got away with stuff. Ivo Spawn as well looks like he's got away with it. Hazard, don't think any of his end plates are broken. Tiger Buka also looks like he's all right. CSR Wolf looks okay. CJ Drama, I'm not too sure. I think the Salvador Escaperi also has end plate damage. Henson, I'm not too sure if he's got away with it. I think the left end plate of his car is damaged, yes, as we go into view there. Jolly Viper, who has made a great start, may have been wide there. A whole front wing gone. And as the race strategies show up, it looks like half of those people are going to change their strategies really quickly. Let's see now. It doesn't look like anyone else up the front of the field has any sort of damage there. But realistically, this is just people racing here because they are so far down a delta. You can see on the... well, I was going to say on their steering wheels there, but it looks like it's changed as we start a new lap. Yes, start a new lap. Right, here we go. We're going to probably see quite a few people peeling to the pits here. There was a lot of damage and a lot of penalties served throughout that field. Ivo Swan, who I think has not got any damage, chooses not to pit during this virtual safety car because, well, I'm actually not too sure why. You can serve penalties under a safety car. And let's have a quick check his tyres, maybe. On medium, so I'm assuming he wants that track position and serves 10% penalty later on. But look at this. Storm here is realistically the only outlier here in the top, well, even 10. I mean, Hazard did have a good start and is up there. Henson has put intermediate tyres on, so, I mean, it depends. Did he start on hard tyres? Well, he's put intermediate tyres on, so I'm assuming what he's doing here is saving his soft tyres and trying to do a lap before the virtual safety car comes back in, goes into the hard tyres again, and is all good. One below Kate on there, swapping positions, and yeah, there's still a bit of kerfuffle here. Okay, that's why. The full safety car is out, but it's still selling the virtual on top of my screen there. Okay, that is a much bigger giveaway as to why some people are not serving penalties. Wow. Yeah, I'm not too sure why it's still saying virtual safety car there. Maybe if I hide that, maybe? No? It's still saying virtual, but as you can clearly see, a safety car is leading the pack. It is a Mercedes safety car, I'm pretty sure that is this time. But yeah, looks like everything has calmed down for that reason. And it's not just me thinking that this virtual safety car is going on for way too long. It is, in fact, a full course safety car, which the game, for some reason, isn't telling me. Yeah, just interesting first up there. So yeah, we will just wait for any people to maybe possibly pull into the pits here. Definitely some people trying to warm up their tyres. It's quite hard to go here. Doggo God a bit annoyed there. His teammates on intermediate tyres, but I can understand where this is going. He's going to put on the hard tyres and he will go to the race and just drive on them for the whole time. Yeah, I saw wing plates going everywhere. Yes, I completely agree. There was wing plates all over the track. I think even after that most safety car got called out there was just so many bits of debris there. So having a look now, Touchline MC was ghosted for a second there, I'm pretty sure, but let's hope no one has any crashes as Touchline MC gets quite close there to a crash already under the safety car. But, well, I've just got to hope that, well, I've just got to really hope that everyone is nice and well behaved under this safety car. I see all you getting very close to the back there. Please do not try and break your wing. We've had quite a lot of that at the start of here. Once again, we just joined and wondered why it's a long virtual safety car. It's not. It's telling me it's a virtual, when in reality it is a full course one. It's great for these soft tyre runners, actually, to maybe pull off a soft-medium strategy here, because tyre wear is quite high around this track. So if they can pull off, with this safety car now, a soft-medium strategy, they could be on the quickest tyres to the end of this race, and realistically the quickest compounder tyres for the whole race here. So let's have a look. I'm assuming the safety car here will peel in at the end of this lap once the last cars here have caught up to the train. Just waiting on CJ Drama to catch up. Here we go. Safety car is in this lap now, making sure people do not go above this 50-mile-an-hour or so limit. We're going to take that menu off. Just making sure people, yep, still under the 50-mile-an-hour limit, maybe just slightly under, but we just got to make sure we don't go too low here, which is actually happening here. I can see a little bit of end plate gone already behind as well. This is why we don't do this. Doggo God looks like he's at the back of Essex Ferry, as he has got that penalty for him now. We're going to have a look. This is way too slow. This is likely going to get reported here under our rules. Well, anyway, Chud the Awesome goes and blasts down the main straight now, and he leads us onto lap 4 of this race. Let's see if there are any moves going on behind. John Meister trying to still warm up the tyres. Kadom trying to get past, not one, but 2 cars. He sends it down inside of Alligator. Enough space is given there. Pretty good move if he can make it stick. Round the outside into turn 3, but gets a little bit squirrely coming out that corner. Storm will try and punish back, but he's on that hard tyre and he's getting boxed in here. He's going to try and keep it flying around the outside. There is a bit of contact there. Storm is half round, and that allows Kadom's teammate there of 1 bullet to get through. So it's a Ferrari 5-6, Aston Martin 2-4. Those two teams are having a great time over here, but Alligator is already falling out of that DRS, so he needs to start getting the hurry on if he wants to stick with that top 3 over there. But at least here at the top, we're getting a good fight here. Yellow flag sector 2, that is Touchline MC, and there is a massive crash there. Doggo God and Henson, and I don't know what's happened. That could just be, well, I hope not for my sake, but that did look a bit intentional. So let's see how that develops. So, well, as I was saying about these guys at the top, they could just go on the hard tyres here at this point and realistically just finish racing. And Chuck the Awesome just goes very wide there. I'm not too sure why. I don't think he has any damage of any sort. No idea, but that is the first retirement of this race. Yeah, I'm just a bit confused about what is going on there. Yeah, let's see if anyone just dives into the pits here. Look like a pits. Yep, a few pits here into for the soft tyres. Alligator stays out, trying to probably get the benefit of running the soft tyres a little bit longer, but there's a few people in here. John Meister, Chuck the Awesome. We've got Kadom, I'm pretty sure. Johnny Viper, CJ Drama, I think was also another one. No, CJ Drama stays out. Here we go. It's a lot clearer now to see. Chuck the Awesome onto the hards. John Meister onto the hards. Kadom onto the hards. The problem these lot now have is that when they catch up, it's going to be quite difficult here. Yeah, just Cole Pillar was the person to receive front wing damage in that safety car, maybe touchline MC, subbing penalty and getting that wing change. So Cole Pillar quickly takes on the intermediate tyres, and I'm assuming, let's have another quick check here. Yes, he was on the hard tyres, so I'm assuming he will go to the end on them. Just quickly changing it again. But the thing is now is that all these people who are boxed here, well, technically our Henson is in the lead, or net lead of this race, because, well, it might not even be right there. Let's have a quick look. Jolly Viper technically is in the lead of this race, but going to stop again. As with CSR Wolf, who is currently in the net P2, I think CJ Drama MM is probably the likeliest person, the person with the most likeliest, sorry, not the likeliest, the person with the most likelihood of going to the end on the hard tyres, and probably has a net race lead from Essex Perry and R. Henson there. Chuck the Awesome right behind, who did start on pole position. John Meister as well sat there, who was in P2, is now down in P14. But this is the thing of boxing early. You do get that free pit stop and you do catch up to the field. But the issue is you have to overtake the field now. This is where it's going to get very tricky for these people. If they can't make moves quickly and cleanly, then they're going to find themselves in a pretty difficult race, to be honest, because, well, I mean, there has been a few moves, but realistically, we've only about half a lap of racing in total so far. It's not been too eventful, so we're just trying to see, well, hopefully no one gets damaged during this safety car, and hopefully there's not a safety car thrown out almost immediately. Yeah. Well, let's have a quick look. I think there's definite problems in the server there. Jolly Viper comes into the pits, decides to get rid of their medium tyres. Looking like he's probably going to put on the hard tyres. Cade on there as well. Also into the pits. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe front wing damage. If he did get any on the safety car. Yes, he did. So there is more damage for people under the safety car. Cold Pillow is going to get off the intermediate tyres. Jolly Viper just chooses the hards instead. So, yeah, Kadom taking wind damage under there. I'm not too sure what happened, but, well, very eventful to start the season currently. Technically, CSR Wolf is in the net lead of this race, and if we don't class him, it's a CJ Drama MM. So, yeah, could be some very interesting ones here, because technically these guys do not need to pit. And their tyre wear probably isn't much lower, well, no, much higher, sorry, than the these guys behind them. So Chuck the Awesome may have a bit of difficulty trying to pass these guys there on the same tyres. Obviously, he did take pole, so he's got likely what is the pace advantage, but there are some tough people here. I mean, our Henson, Essex Perry, they're both, I'm pretty certain, in the top 10 during that qualifying, and CJ Drama as well has actually made a pretty decent start. I'm trying to find positions gained here. Yeah, CJ Drama just outside the top 10, but has made a few places up. The biggest gainer so far, pretty clearly that Ivo spawn, but if we don't take in the factor of penalties there, it is Hazard pretty easily. We can see that up 9 places. So P15 start has not boxed currently, but is on the hard tyre, so he can go as long as he wants and maybe hold it out for a late safety car. And speaking of the safety car, it is in this lap. Let's hope to God that there is no more collisions here. We've got to make sure that we are still above the limit here of 50 mile an hour. It is part of our rules to make sure no contact does happen under these sorts of safety cars. Anything above or below that, anything above 50 mile an hour is completely fine to be in. Obviously, you can't be in 50 mile an hour for a prolonged amount of time, but you can just dip into it if it is limiting you in the game. However, we'll see when Blackburn goes on his medium tyres here. He's one of the only people on the medium tyres in, I'm going to assume, this top 5. Storm and Baz are swapping positions there. Not too sure why. Blackbone leaves it late, but he's left the grid behind. Alligator does not got the jump he wants. Storm has got the jump on one bullet there on the hard tyres. That's crucial for his race. Hazard going up to 4th. May think about moving to P3 there, but no. There is a little bit of contact, I'm assuming they're behind, because that did not look like it was a massive loss of grip. And that is now Baz up on the soft tyres there, getting past Hazard, and he is still trying to fight it back here, using half his battery. Hazard trying to get back ahead. Baz trying to sneak around the outside. Baz round the outside. Hazard is almost losing the lead there, and Baz just gets up into place. There's an Aston Martin spinning in the background. That is John Meister, a person who was currently P2. We're getting even more side-by-side moments here. There is a McLaren off the track. Williams just keeping on there, and Essex Perry trying to defend from Chuck the Awesome, who was our current leader, and Chuck the Awesome gets past touchline as well on their soft tires, trying to make moves here. Tiger Buka right on the inside, massive locker from person ahead there, 2x2 through there, as there's a bit of contact between just Colpillar and Kado in the background, but both have left each other sufficient space. Blackbone ahead has also left Alligator away there. Alligator is struggling to keep in DRS, and Blackbone knows it. Look, setting the fastest second sector there and dumping a lot of his battery, trying to get into that DRS. One bullet here looks very solid. Sat here with the Ferrari, and he's looking actually to go into P3. Tiger Buka has left the session. Let's see if we can very quickly invite him back, just to make sure we've got him the invite back there. Right, Blackbone, fastest lap of the race. Alligator does not have DRS, and he's out of battery. Blackbone out of battery, Storm out of battery. Most of these people are out of battery at the moment, besides one bullet, so he is in a pretty good position out of the people who have not pit yet. CSR Wolf was holding his place as the net race leader, but it looks like it's Chuck the Awesome. He's going to try and keep his foot in there, and Chuck the Awesome is giving him the good space there. Down now into turn 4, using the ERS and DRS on board with CSR Wolf, but it doesn't look like anything's going to happen there. Essex Perry waiting in the background as it's side by side behind. R. Henson is ahead of CJ Drama, just gets a little bit of wheel spin, but he keeps that place. CJ Drama still trying to have a quick look there. The Alpine Air or the Alpine Air, or Jimmy Jack, sorry, pressuring CJ Drama as there's a bit of fighting going on ahead. There's wheel locking, almost contact there. Ivo Spawn and CSR Wolf, but CSR Wolf does maintain his position. There's contact further back again, which involves R. Henson. And I'm assuming there, Essex Perry, I'm not too sure what's happened, but it looks like a bit of a kerfuffle. I just dropped my phone. Yeah, CJ Drama gets through on R. Henson, who looks like he's probably going to pit for that wing damage, which is going to ruin his strategy, because there's no safety car to save him now. I don't think he want to be putting on inters at this stage in the race when the track is still completely dry, obviously, with no way to catch back up. Well, Jimmy Jags anyway. It's still on the back though of our Henson. Touchline MC also there. They've got to make sure not to make contact going into his final turn. Will Jimmy try and make a move here? As Storm makes a move on Alligator, Jimmy I think has made the move. Alligator comes in, decides to get rid of the soft tyres. Baz moves past one bullet on them soft tyres, so he thinks he's okay. But the thing is, they've both lost track of Storm out ahead on the hard compounder tyre. So Storm there is looking pretty nice at the moment. There's contact there as CJ Drama is absolutely sent one on Ivo Spawn. There's even further contact as everyone is ghosted here, trying to make sure they're back in the right spots. CJ Drama likely going to get reported for that, but he's still going to make a move nonetheless on Jimmy Jags. He's going to clip the curb, and that is going to spin him round. So the position he has gained on Ivo Spawn is now lost, and he's down to P16. An awful and miserable day for both of the Red Bull drivers. I'm pretty sure Tiger Ricker will find a way in a second, as that is almost 3 wide. Jimmy Jags has to... no, it's not Jimmy Jags, sorry. Touchline has to cut the curb. And Kadon there still trying to keep it pinned, and he does so really nicely. Trying to go down the inside there as well. Oh, Ivo Spawn, that is amazing. And there is even more spins in the back there. That is Touchline with no wing, and Jolly Viper with, well, I'm assuming some sort of damage there. That looked like a pretty nasty crash. Tiger Buka asking for a restart. Unfortunately, we don't do restarts if one person disconnects. I think it's a bit of a mess to start, but yeah, I'll invite you back. See if we can join back into your car. Touchline just trying to get back there without a wing to hold on to. Right, current sit rep anyway. Our top 5 all have a pit, but this is a great chance for someone to do, as Baz is likely going to put off the soft tyres here and go onto the hards. This is a great strategy, actually, from the Haas driver, considering that, well, quite a lot of people here have already made their stops. They are already into the pits, and they are, yeah, invite for PS. I'm pretty sure it is Tiger Buka. Yeah, it says game invitation sent. Touchline, speeds in the pit lane. This might be a retirement, or an early retirement for the RB driver, unless he did not slow down sufficient times. We'll just make sure that Tiger Buka is invited. We'll give him one more invite really quick, and just make certain of it. Invite to game. There we go. Right, safety car is back in. There are penalties. Currently, one bullet being one of them. And CSR Wolf, who was technically our net race leader at some point. Both of them have now got drive through, so they have to serve them within the next few laps. CSR Wolf getting very squirrely there on the back of that turn 10 exit curb. And currently, yeah, this race is going very topsy-turvy at the moment. I think currently it's going to be our leaders of Chug the Awesome. CSR Wolf will drop out because of his drive-through. And SX Perry will have Jimmy Jags fighting him for a net P3 currently. Kate on behind, going to try and catch them up, but just Colpillo and John Meister, who did spin earlier on, is getting back into this race and is currently sat P11. It will be P9 once people head box, and we'll just see here Chug the Awesome trying to make the first move here on one of the 4 people who have not boxed in this race at all. Hazard going down into turn 1, up into P4. He's just got the top 3 to chase now. One bullet will be a pretty easy pass in a few laps time, even if you can't catch him now. Hazard will also try and get him back, but realises he's got DRS. He'll shut off his ERS there. Jolly Viper also passed Tiger there, who I have invited. I don't think he's going to join us back if he's not been able to see them invites. They have sent through PlayStation, Tiger if you are watching. It's just I'm not too sure if you're seeing them. They have sent. I have seen them go through. Wow, there's a quick move there. I just got off board then. Cole Pillar and John Meister really trying to go for it. Have P2, P1, P2 pitted? They have not yet. P3 has not pitted either, but they have a drive-through penalty they need to serve in the next lap or 2. So one bullet will still be on them tyres, and he's going to need to box again. So it's the worst possible scenario for him. Hazard still stuck within the DRS at the moment, so one bullet is being kind of his friend here at the moment. Still keeping within that DRS window. Hazard looks like he's only just going to keep in the DRS range. It might be very, very close because Chug is trying to realise that he does not want to give him DRS. Chug sends it down inside. Respectable amount of space given there for like one bullet, and it looks like he's going to pull into the pits there. He does not want to fight Hazard as well. That is him into the pits and likely dropped out of contention for the top 10 because this grid is just really close currently. John Meister, we knew that he was quick. He's going to be on the back of Kadon now, and he's not going to be on the back of him anymore. He's going to see him in his rear mirrors as John Meister passes him with the fastest lap of the race there, replaced then by Alligator down in P15, who is fighting Tiger Buka's ghosted car there. Jolly Viper's still there. Cold Pillow is out of the session. That looks... I'm not too sure what that looks like. That just looks like a disconnect there. Unless there is damage on that car. I'm not sure if I've seen that right or not. But yeah, wow, CJ Drama as well there, past Baz Brains. I was trying to figure out what was going on there with Cole Pillow, but he is out of the session, regardless of the invite back or not. And Baz Brains still on the back here, has pitted, and CJ Drama is starting to annoy him a little bit. There's a little bit of a send there from Jolly Viper, just doesn't make contact with him. And Jimmy Jags as well, still trying to hunt down Essex Perry, who is still in that net P3, but he's got to make the move past Essex Perry if he wants to try and keep that P3 from a charging John Meister behind, because he looks like he's going to go to the end of the race as well. Alligator also trying to fight Jolly Viper here. It does not look like he's going to do it, but Jolly Viper goes way too deep. Alligator sells him a bit of a dummy there and goes up into P11. Baz also trying to make his move round the outside, switches to the inside. On the inside, CJ Drama just not able to make the move right there. So I think he might have to wait until the DRS zone, unless you're going to try and do it right now, which I don't believe he should do, but he might go for it. Yeah, he backs off wise from Baz there because he's going to get the DRS down here. And look at that, you can tell the grip is there. Jimmy Jags tries and finally gets past Essex Perry. Essex Perry will fight it back, though. He clamps the curb a little bit. These two need to make sure we don't fight too much, because otherwise John Meister is going to go right behind him. Baz gets past CJ Drama. John Meister is still looking at this battle here between Essex Perry and Jimmy Jags. This is a great fight, trying to go on here for the battle for the net podium place. As of now, Jimmy Jags still on the back here, but John Meister is closing in and will probably not pit. So John Meister will also be on the hunt, trying to get back into the race and trying to really catch up to Chuck the Awesome, who at the moment is really doing well. Other than Blackburn and Storm, I think he's probably been one of the quickest people in this race, as with John Meister, of course, but I think when being stuck in traffic, it does not give you a perfect representation of your pace. So we'll just see if there's any other moves being completed across the field here. It looks like everyone is just Yeah, just sort of wait for the next DRS straight to make a move. Very, well, wide difference of lines there. Quite literally for John Meister taking a really wide line. Jimmy Jags trying to keep the inside line. Trying to keep close to Essex Perry. It looks like both of these two are trying to save their battery to get on Essex Perry, who has only just 20%. Jimmy with the highest amount here, but John Meister not far behind and is on the same lap old tyres as Jimmy. And we know how quick John Meister is throughout this race. Let's see if Jimmy can make the move here first on Essex Perry. There is one car going by, the Kick Sauber. Will it be two? John Meister thinks about a move down the inside. Essex Perry breaks late, but he's going to make sure he doesn't make any contact there. And Essex Perry just keeps ahead of John Meister. This is great news for Jimmy Jags. He's got to make sure he defends from Essex Perry though. Will he keep to the middle of the track? He's not. He's going to leave the door open on the inside. Will Essex Perry go for it? He tries his best. But Jimmy, defiant there in his defence, and is up into a net P2 in this race. Essex Perry behind, once again, also is part of this, podium fight, technically, but he's going to probably start suffering that tyre wear the most out of the group that have not, that have made a pit stop, sorry, not have not. The people that have made a pit stop, he's going to be on, well, with CJ Drama there, the highest level of tyre wear. Let's see if there is any moves here for Essex Perry, who is trying to get closer here, but John Meister also trying to make this move, but it looks like Jimmy here might be a bit susceptible to the rest behind. Jimmy is saving his battery well, but he's got to make sure he uses it all the way down this straight, because otherwise he's under threat from both cars here, which will drop him out of the podium contention currently. Kadam as well, right behind. He may have to box again, but he is still part of this fight. Do not forget that. Blackbone is going to be the first of the two in front to blink and come in, which does make sense. He is on the medium compound tyre, so he'll probably fit on the hards. Essex Perry here looks like he's going to get past. John Meister with his battery looks like he's going to get past as well. Is this going to be a double car overtake for John Meister going down the straight with 3 wide? Make sure he doesn't close the gap too much. Essex Perry tries out brake him on them hard tyres. John Meister leaves the room and he gets ahead. Jimmy Jags as well keeps hold of his podium spot while also keeping with John Meister. He will try and see if he can fight back here, but I think he's trying to be a little bit more wise and keep his ERS battery in check. Essex Perry does lose it. Kadon was also half round. And that is really good for Jimmy Jags currently, who is now sat and looking at a very unlikely podium after starting, well, P19. Second last of the grid. He has made his stop and he is onto the hard tyres. And what I'm assuming is the end of this race. So if he can just keep with the DRS on 1 or 2 more laps, give him the benefit that he wants. I'm assuming he does need to quickly get on with that. Touchline sat down there with another penalty. But there's more fighting to go on here now, because with Essex Perry down here, there is no DRS to protect him now. Baz thinking about a move there. Blackbone also been here trying to get past these guys. He might try and get past Essex Perry straight away. Round the outside into turn 12 here. This is a great move. He can pull it off. Round the outside, keeping the move done into turn 13. Both of them giving them each other great space. But he's being blocked off here and he still tries making the move. Colpillow's left again, so I'm assuming, as now DNF'd. But that is a great move from Blackbone. But he's going to be susceptible to the DRS down here. He gets a bad exit as well. Baz, but there is yellow flags waving around here because of the car that's coming out of the pits here. Blackbone knows he's got to get defensive. He knows it, and he tries going to the inside, but it does not matter. He's going to still try and outbrake them both. He does, but he goes very deep, so it might some compromise his line going into here. But I don't think that's going to matter. Those two were still fighting, and Blackbone pulls off a great move there up into P7, and he's going to now start chasing down Kadom and Jimmy Jags for them podium spaces. Storm's still out there, Hazard's still out there, probably trying to wait for a safety car to get them back into this race, but it's not looking fully like there. Kadom having a massive snap, and that is him round as well. There is wing damage to that Ferrari, and what started as a great race for the Ferrari team has turned into a bit of a miserable one here. Kadom now with damage down in 11th and 1 bullet in P15. Really nothing there. And Alligator, was that just him getting past Essex Perry into turn 10? As an Aston Martin there. They've definitely seen some moves into turn 10 with an Aston beforehand, but wow. Wasting no time getting past Essex Perry there. And other than that, Blackbone now, without Kadom in his way, is going to set off
past for Jimmy Jags. He's got an 8-second gap there to catch in 12 laps, which looks like it's going to happen. Tiger Buka, I'm really sorry, mate, if your race is over, but unfortunately, if you can't join back, I have given you an invite. If a race is over, I'm sorry, mate, but it's about all we can do here. But however, let's focus back on the racing. Alligator, even with DRS, has got no battery here. Essex Perry trying to use his wisely here, but look at this, down the main straight. We're going to see what these two do. Kadon gets a penalty for speed in the pit lane as well. That's not going to help his chances at all. And Essex Perry's round again. He quickly flick spins the car, so he doesn't lose much time. But as someone with one of the oldest of the hard tyres, it looks like tyre wear is starting to kick in to, well, all these hard tyres. So people like Hazard, Storm, Chug, John Meister, Jimmy Jags, even people here, CJ Drama, Johnny Viper, these two do need to watch out for their tyre wear here, because otherwise they're going to have big problems by the end of this race. We've seen Essex Perry spin a few times, Tiger Buka as well, but he is, unfortunately for him, disconnected. Ivo Swan, well, just comes out the pits there ahead of Kadon. The battle of P16, so not any points down to there. But remember, there is points down to P14 here, so even the 1 or 2 points you get can really help your constructor here. So even though this doesn't seem like a great fight, One Bullet and CSR Wolf will still fight constantly for this position. Kadon there also gets past Ivo Spawn on them fresh mediums, so Ivo Spawn looks like he is going to struggle there down in the back, looking like he's probably not going to have anyone else there. John Meister trying to catch by Hazard there. Johnny Vipers now also left the session. I'll quickly get that in. I think that was Hazard also just peeling into the pits. I'm pretty certain I saw that right. Yeah, Hazard into the pits now. We're just waiting on Storm. I think he's trying to wait for that last minute safety car. Yeah, what happened to people? I'm not too sure. What happened to people DNF'd? Doggo God crashed. I'm assuming, yeah, it was crashed with his teammate. I think on lap 4, I'm going to say. Cold Pillow looks like disconnected, retired, and Touchline, I think, after just having a lot of penalties, decided to retire from this race. Hazard back out there in P8, but on them fresh medium tyres, he's going to have his sights set on CJ John M and potentially Baz Brains up the road. I don't know if he's going to be able to get Blackbone, but he'll just see what is best for him here. Blackbone is catching tooth and nail over Jimmy Jags here. Let's see if anyone else is going to set the fastest lap. Let's have a quick look. Current fastest lap belongs to Alligator, well back in this race. Johnny Viper has joined back now at least, so he's hopefully not going to lose too much time for his sake. But at the moment, everyone is sort of spread out here. We do have One Bullet and CSR Wolf close together, and actually both in the points paying positions here after Essex Perry and our Henderson both boxed, so they think the tyre wear is too much for them now. Blackbone now's at the session. We're quickly getting him back in as well. We're getting a lot of disconnects here for some reason, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not too sure if this is just a server issue or issues for them, but we're quickly going back to invite Blackbone. He's got his invite back. Storm now into the pits and takes the lead of the race here. Chug the Awesome. Cookie invite. I have invited you back, mate. I'll give you one more really quickly because it's probably the best I can do. Just one more, but yeah, I don't think I can do any more after these. So quickly join yourself back, mate, and get yourself in. Oh, that looked like Carl almost losing it there. Yeah, John Meister looks like he's lost a few tenths there to Chug the Awesome. So it looks like Chug the Awesome here. He's just going to have to fight. And there is Storm and Baz. Storm coming out of the pit lane now on his fresh tyres. Were there safety cars, red flags? There was 2 safety cars and a virtual so far. A virtual turned into a full safety car on the start of lap 1, and then one on lap 4 after Doggo God's crash. And then I think there was a safety car, a virtual safety car about lap 9, I'm going to say. Kadon there sets the fastest lap of the race on his fresh medium tyres. He is down in 15th, but that is a point if he could get up into that P14 spot ahead of Essex Perry. Yeah, connection. Are you back in, Blackbone? You are still not. I'll still keep trying to add you in, but yeah, last I'm going to do, because we're going to need to start focusing on the race still, because I don't think the stream is going to be very happy seeing me scrolling through my friends list for some of it. But something is interesting here. Storm, One Bullet now as he gets 3-second penalty. Storm is sat on some soft tyres, and some fresh soft tyres at that, so he's going to start catching a lot to Jimmy, who is still finding himself in what seems to me a pretty crazy P3 position here, which, yeah, I mean, even though he's likely going to get caught by Storm, I'm going to assume, I mean, I think it's a pretty solid effort here from Jimmy Jags, because it looks like he's going to get 4th or 5th in this race, which I think, yeah, considering he started P19, I don't think that's too bad from him whatsoever. We're going to quickly go on board with Storm here, because it looks like he's going to set fastest lap. Yes, the point system is also different here. It has a CJ Jarmo going for it really quickly. It's going to be 1 minute. Alligator sets another fast lap. I will send another in a very quick second. I hope I'm not skipping any fights, so I'm really sorry. But yes, our point system is different. We have points from P1 down to P14 instead of P1 down to P10. It is also narrowed a little bit more differently. Oh my god, okay, well, there's the fighting we were getting for there. Kadom, who was second the fast lap, who I think, just got replaced by Alligator there on his fresh mediums. Probably going to be replaced by Storm afterwards as well. Tiger Booker Internet is back. Oh god. Right, there's the invite. It's set for PlayStation, you should be all good. Right, anyway, yeah. Our point system is different. We go down to P14. Points are more closely together, and it normally promotes much better racing. And I'll keep asking. No, that's fine. Trust me, it's okay. Essex Perry here on the back of Kadom. But yeah, completely fine if you're asking stuff. Storm with the fastest lap, and looks like it's going to stay that way. 29.7 on them soft tyres. He is gunning down with Jimmy Jags here, just 2 seconds in this race to catch. Blackbone not very happy with the EA servers there. I'm going to give you one more. I can't keep doing it, but God, just keep giving you these invites till you're back in. Let's see if there's any changes on the field. I'm assuming this will be the set of changes where it quickly happens here. Baz maybe catches Blackbone beforehand, but that'll be an AI pass at the moment. We're not going to be too worried about that. Tiger Booker comes in. That's his AI, so that is not his actual decision. Got to restart again. Blackbone having a miserable first round here. That's a big closing speed difference there from Kadom. Moving in and out of the racing line there, which he is allowed to do, but it was very risky. And there we go. Storm past Jimmy Jags, down the back straight. Jimmy loses that podium spot. However, I think he'll still be incredibly happy with the P4 that he's, currently on for, which is, I'm going to say right now, I think very unexpected for him. Baz there also, now on the back of Blackbone's AI, looks like he is going to get past, within a matter of seconds now. Baz looking like he's going to get past Jimmy Jags. To be fair, he's also sticking with Storm. So if these soft tyres do not hold on well, which maybe could happen, Jimmy could still maybe be in the fight, but I'm assuming with the pace that Storm... Oh my god, excuse me. With the pace that Storm has, I am going to highly doubt that the soft tyre is going to fall off to the point where Jimmy is to get back in the podium. Maybe a mistake is made, but I don't think that's going to be convincing enough. Hazard as well, also looking on for a potential P6 here, which would be great for Alpine. P4 and P6, they may take the lead of the Constructors' Championship, because Mercedes here currently are not scoring. Jimmy podium, I really hope so, but currently he is... it will just be feel-good stories here, but yeah, Storm takes it off him, unfortunately, for my sake at least, trying to read. Very, very good story, but look at that. I think we're all getting some very nice fights here, some very good position changes, as we see Kadom getting past our Henson there on the, I'm pretty sure, quicker tyres. Our Henson 1 lap fresher. We're looking at this fight though. Look at this, fighting proper hard here. This is what we want to see. Good, clean fighting. As I say that, they hit into each other, but you're going to ignore me here as they still fight for P12. Our Henson just backing off there, probably to the next DRS straight. Still pretty good racing though, hard racing. I do like that in this. Probably people are going to argue otherwise, but you know what? We do love seeing just a bit of racing in general, so let's just hope and see what happens here. Another thing to note, actually, Baz, on those 12-lap mediums, is starting to struggle, and Hazard did well. I mean, look at him. Invite, please. I'm going to have to do this one really quickly, because otherwise Hazard's going to get Baz without me looking. I don't think I'm going to do it here, Blackbone. Give me 1 minute here. Our Henson is also past Kadom now. Baz, here we go. Right, Hazard and Baz. Baz, will he go defensive into turn 1? He's not got much battery to play with. Hazard send one into turn 1. He's not going to do it just yet. Hazard sits back, tries to get a better exit, which looks like he's going to do. He puts on the overtake. Baz struggling on battery, but he's going to try and use some. He doesn't use any. Hazard is going to blast past here for P4 and P5. Yellow flag X2 as well. I'm not too sure who that is. I could not tell you. It is a car. I'm not too sure. I can see the car. Oh, Tiger Buka retires from the session. I did not catch that. Very sorry. Right, let's quickly get Blackbone one more invite because this is all I can do now. You keep asking, and it's every few laps, but it's just gonna be able to be in the bits where there's not much fighting. If this one doesn't get you in, mate, I'm just sorry. Yeah. Some people to note here actually. One of the only people who has been on these hards for pretty much the whole race, CJ Drama MM, is on an absolute blinder of a strategy here, pitted onto hards on lap 1, and is still currently out there, and it may take a P8 for Red Bull. Let's me press take control, but I was literally not driving the car, so I'm tired of the car instead. Storm has left! Storm has left. We're going to try and get him back in as quick as possible here, because that is going to be big implications on this race. If not, Jimmy, yeah, he's already passed Storm. Storm's AI pits! Jimmy's up into the podium places. Storm's AI has had a howler. It's pit him on the worst time. And Storm, who was going to be planning to go to the end of the race on them soft tyres, has now found himself down as, what is this, P7, P8? He's got the invite back, so he's got to quickly join back. But that is Storm, who was up in a, pretty much, easy podium. It's not been taken away, and Jimmy Jags, of all people, looks like he's going to take it from him. This is a ridiculous Bahrain race we're having here. The person who started 19th is currently up in 3rd. Alpine have had an absolute blinder of a race here, as Hazard as well, from P15 up to P4. It's a great race for everyone there, and they are going to take the championship lead, it looks like, into the second race of the season for the end of this one. CJ Drama as well, on his 22-lap-old tyres here. On the 22-lap-old hard tyres is past Storm. I know it is the fresh tyres, and I've invited Storm a few times, but I'm not too sure what's going on here. I'm giving him a few more invites, really trying to get him back in here, but I don't think he's getting them back. But, I mean, to be fair, Storm is still, at least his AI is still sticking with a car, and I don't think he can be too mad. Yellow flag there, I think that's Jolly Viper, yeah, who's had a bit of an off there. Was about half of the track at that point. But K-Dom is also with our Henson still, so we could still see some fights between these few. That's some great commentators curse me. K-Dom has put it right into the wall. Is reversing out of it, has got a bit of damage again. It's a miserable day, really, for K-Dom. Unfortunate. Alligator, who wanted to pit again, 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so he looks, I'm assuming, that he's going to go for a fast lap, and Johnny Viper really not enjoying himself out there. Another spin on them soft tyres. I press click control, and my AI probably still going. So I think, oh no, the Blackburn looks to be back. Maybe? I'm not too sure. No, I think it's a bit too slow. Yeah, that's Blackbone out. Blackbone out if he's left the session, so he's not going to score any points for this race. It's a disaster, really, for the McLaren team. Down in P16 as well, Blackbone is out of this race. Storm, I'm assuming this is a problem with the EA servers, because at the moment, no one is able to take control of the car. What indeed? I don't know what's going on. I think just when you try and join back and take control of your car, if you leave the session, that is you gone. And I think everyone's going to watch out for that at the moment. I think Alligator is going to try and take back the fastest lap of the race. Storm, I've kept trying to invite him back in, but he's just not able to join. This has been a horrendous day for some people here. Tiger Buka especially, and especially Blackbone as well. A person who was so up at the front and just isn't there anymore. Iberswan, is he also... No, he's okay. I don't know why he's ghosted, to be honest. It might be a lap car. That'll be it, yeah. Chug the Awesome. Yeah, trying to lap him, that's why. Well, at least McLaren are getting 8 points on the board here currently. Storm... his AI is still sticking with CJ Drama. You can tell that is just how old his tyres are. That is just how shot CJ Drama's tyres are. So he is... Even though it's only a 70 AI Storm on fresh soft tyres, I mean... He's still got to hold it back, technically. This yellow flag still takes 2. Storm's AI is still going to get past CJ Drama MM here, but look at the closing speed difference. The AI is a lot, yeah, definitely quite difficult to overtake, really, because their closing difference is, well, their closing difference is a lot quicker. Jolly Viper, another 3-second penalty, 4 multiple warnings. Have a quick check on penalties. Alligator with that 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. As of K-Dom, Jolly Viper with 9 seconds of track limit, so Iverswarm will take the lead, or not lead, will take the place ahead of him. And speaking of, let's have a quick look at this fight. Just as we see it, Iverswarm and Jolly Viper giving him the squeeze there. Jesus. Got swapped back into each other. Oh my goodness me. Okay, well, I think Iverswarm probably finds that he's going to drop himself down if he tries to continue fighting like that with Jolly Viper at the moment. So I think they have to be very careful what they're doing. Storm still on the back, technically, of that train of just, well, one Red Bull, but he is still there. CJ Drama trying to push away from the DRS there, and it looks like he's almost got it, but Storm will still take it currently, which, yeah, I mean, I think it still ruined his race, to be honest, because he was probably on for an easy podium. And actually, hold on a minute, now I think about it, what has happened to John Meister? Because he is now only 2 seconds away from getting Jimmy Jags up into another podium. Look at John Meister. He's struggling quite a bit out there on the rear tyres, and he's starting to get caught a little bit. He's lost quite a lot to Chug the Awesome, so I'm not too sure if this is any sort of, I don't think it's a puncture or anything, but it will be getting into that sort of range now. People start getting very worried about some of the tyre wears, and that's Iverswarm Jolly Viper once again. I think Iverswarm probably needs to know best here now and just sit behind and just hope to God that nothing else bad happens. There is a, well, bit of a sketchy moment there, to be honest. Yeah, Jimmy Jags, though, still up in this P3 spot. I'm not sure how. I could not tell you how, but both of the Alpine boys here have absolutely played it to perfection. And we've already started the penultimate lap here. Looks like every team here is actually going to score points, which is at least a good news for all the teams. All the teams are on the board, because everyone down to P14 gets points. Yep. One McLaren is still P13. Looks like McLaren are going to take the bottom of the constructors here, unfortunately for them. Mercedes may take top. We're not too sure at the moment, but I'm assuming that currently Alpine are going to be the ones to take the lead of the Constructors' Championship. Storm's AI is having an absolute mare. I don't know why it's pit again, but it has. It's gone on to a, well, I'm assuming 4-stop now. No, 3-stop. 3-set soft tyres. I'm very confused by AI here, let's say. He does still have the fastest lap at the moment. Blackman, I'm so mad right now. I know, mate, I know. It does suck, because I think this is also happening to people who are quick. You've got Storm here, still just struggling, really. I mean, he's not been able to get back into the session. I've kept inviting him, but it's just not happened for him. And I'm pretty surprised here at the amount of fresh tyres we're seeing. I mean, 3 laps, 6 laps, 0 laps, 2 0 laps there. Kadon also on his 3-lap old hards. Not sure why he's boxed this late for some hards, but that's Jolly Viper, I think, without a wing. Yep, Jolly Viper without a wing. Looks like he's going to come into the pits again if he wants to get that one fixed. Hopefully he does and doesn't stay out on the track. He's going to stay out on the track. I'm not too sure he is doing anymore. Maybe trying to just stick with Kadon with his penalties. I guess if he doesn't fall out 1 second, he's okay. Yellow flag, that's Baz. Baz has had a puncture. Baz with a puncture on 18 lap hole mediums. He is gone and has to pit on the final lap of this race. Everyone's going to be worried about their tyres now. We're going to make sure here there's a Mercedes still out there without a wing, which is ridiculous. And here we go. CJ Drama is being caught by 1 bullet. Baz peeling, just trying to get back into the pits, but he's not going to do it. 1 bullet on the last lap, fighting CJ Drama MM, who has them really old tyres. I don't think he's going to be able to come back at him, but we'll keep having a look and see if CJ Drama, with one of these last bits here, CSR will pick some penalty. Let's have a look. CJ Drama, Baz retires, decides not to get the last bit of points for his team, and CSR will be the only Haas scorer here. But we're going to probably have to turn our attention to the front now, because I think It's looking like everyone else will be fine on the tyre where Alligator may get our Henson, but there might be a contact there. However, we're going to get all out our mind now because Chug the Awesome realistically has dominated this opening round in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Chug the Awesome takes the win here in Bahrain and a good 14 seconds back. And for a very nice recovery drive, John Meister is going to pick up P2. Well, goes very wide there, but I don't think he cares all too much. Jimmy Jags and Hazard locking out third and fourth. Jimmy for his first podium in Tier 1 and Hazard coming home in P4 to solidify Alpine's lead in the Constructors' Championship. One bullet looks like he was going to finish race in P5, but with that penalty, he is still, well, he's going to go behind CJ John MM, and there's one more fight we're going to quickly look at here as they cross the line, as they go 5th and 6th, but CJ John will finally take it. There's a bit of contact there between Alligator and our Henson, but Alligator with the penalty was not threatening our Henson's place at all. Our Henson comes home in P7 with a little spin for good measure. John Meister isn't DNF'd. It's a double Alpine podium technically, but no, John Meister will be back into P2 there. Jimmy Jags takes the podium, not Hazard. CSR comes home in P10. Doesn't look like anyone will threaten the fastest lap of Storm, so he will keep that at least for his, well, I was going to say condolences, but realistically a P8 for him is just, it's not going to cut it. A massive mention as well to CJ Drama M taking home P5, when you include John Meister's position back in there, on 28 lap old hard tyres. That is a astounding result for the Red Bull driver. So fair play to CJ Drama M, P5 on them sets of tyres. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is your race. Jimmy Jags, probably deservedly so, your driver of the day according to the game, and most likely will be your driver of the day according to everyone's fan votes here. That is your first race of BRL Season 10 done and dusted. Let's have a quick look at the final results now. Chug the Awesome. Wow, my throat. Chug the Awesome takes the win here. John Meister will finish in second place, despite what it says here. Jimmy Jags takes a P3 for Alpine, a very good result from them. Hazard in P4, following up then, once again taking the constructor's lead. CJ Jarma takes P5 on basically just one set of tyres for the whole race, so fair play to him. One bullet there in P6, just losing out on the podium. Just losing out on the position to CJ Jarma MM. Our Henson fighting with Alligator, who had 20 seconds of penalties, didn't even see that, but he still finishes 7th. Storm, after, well, some commiserations there with his AI, he is in P8, but takes fastest lap for some condolences. Actually, it's P9 because of being John Meister. CSR Wolf would round out the top 10. Essex Perry in 11th. John Meister, we already clarified, is in P2. Baz in P12 after that last minute puncture. Iowa Sworn lapped in P13. As of KDOM and Jolly Viper. The DNFs being Blackbone, Tiger Brooker, Touchline MC, Justice Cold Pillow, and Doggo God. And that is your first race done in BRL Season 10. So then that concludes the first race here around Bahrain. Next week, we will be tackling the Suzuka circuit, definitely known for its challenging conditions and weather, so we may be seeing even more surprises than what we've seen in here. We've got a very topsy-turvy set of standings here to go and work out as well, and definitely some things in the strudel we need to figure out. But for now, I think it is time to say goodbye, and thank you for watching. Good night.